right, hello everybody. Good afternoon from Marseille, France, as we are on our match day -2 from the Olympic opener against Zambia and Nice. And of course, we have head coach Emma Hayes here to answer your questions. So if you have one, please raise your virtual hand. And as Emma turns off her cell phone, and we'll get to as many as we can. Then we'll take a brief pause, and we'll get Sophia Smith and Emily Fox in here together. We have quite a few people on the line, so I don't know if we can get to everybody, but we will start with Mike DeCourcy. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, Emma, I wanted to find out a little bit after you played the two exhibitions, if you could explain a little bit more about your philosophy with the forward line, not using Jaden Shaw or another established central striker and sort of mixing the three in the forward line. I wonder if you could explain what your philosophy is and do you think you can make that work?
I think when you're putting a team together, you have to build connections. You can't just keep changing players all of the time. My philosophy is that the very best teams, learn to play together first. And ideally, I could have had a lot longer with the group, but that's not the case. So the first instance is get a consistent group playing together so they can build those connections, build those relationships, and with time, more opportunities will come. And for someone like Jaden, she will get plenty of opportunities in this tournament. But at this moment in time, the decisions up until this point was to go with the group that I had in the starting 11.
Steve Goff, you're up.
Hi, Emma. Thanks for your time. Now that we're so close to the first game in the Olympics, how do you think this team has continued to bond and come together over the last week or two, and where do you think you are heading into that opener?
As I always say, we just control the controllables, and in terms of preparation going into Zambia, I don't think there's any more than that we could have done in this period with the time we've had together, with the opportunities we've had, not just to train things on the pitch, but off the pitch. I think the team is exactly where it needs to be at this stage. And for us, this is so important we continue to focus on our process. We focus on the things we can control. And for us, just build on all the work we've been doing ever since I've taken over, because I think we've had really good training week here in Marseille. Everybody's adapted, acclimatized. It took a few days. That's why we come in early. Really good training session today. I think some of the details we've been working on really have shown in the last training session today, so I'm happy with that. And we have one more tomorrow to just fine tune.
Let's go to Jonathan Tannenwald.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Emma.
Hey.
Two quick ones, hopefully. The first of which is having Emily Sams on your team, since she's a teammate with Barbara Banda, has she been able to give you any inside scouting info that the film would not have shown you? And it would be natural if the players who were on the World Cup team last year were still angry about how it all went last year, want to go prove people wrong, want to have those emotions in their head. Do you want them to have that, or do you want them to not have that? Thanks.
The first one, Lisa Cole, is on our staff. She was the coach of Zambia last year. So we have plenty of knowledge of Banda and have put together a game plan to factor in all the strengths of the opponent. I think second question was around
Pain of the World Cup.
Pain of the World Cup. No, we've moved past that. I think this team is past that. I think this team is firmly focused on creating a new history together, and our motivation is playing for USA and competing for USA. Our motivation isn't always about righting the wrongs. Far from it. We're excited. We're prepared. As I said before, I can only control the controllables with the volume of games we've had together and training sessions together, but we are in the place we should be considering all those things.
Meg Linehan, you're up next. Thanks, John. I never called you John before. Thanks, Jonathan. Meg Linehan, you're up.
Hi, Emma from
Hey.
Nice. Just wondering, in terms of, obviously there has been a lot of discussion about the rhythms of an Olympic tournament. The players went through Gold Cup and had that to boot, but like in terms of the actual rhythms of this tournament, the fact that it's travel day, match day -1, game day, how are you feeling about that setup and how prepared the team is for it?
I mean, we have a great support staff in the background and, people that have great experience in this area. I too am accustomed to playing game rhythms like that, so this is not unusual. We have laid this out to the team with complete clarity about how we manage that through each and every game. But we have to go one step at a time. So that's the most important thing. It's everything, all of our focus, all our attention, all our detailing is about how to beat Zambia, nothing else. The recovery, the days off, the management of all of that cadence, we have an expert team in the background that have experience of doing that. So it's our job to make sure we get everything right around that.
Jeff Kassouf, you're up.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Emma.
Hey, Jeff.
Thanks for doing this. Just maybe hopefully a quick and basic one. Just wondering about the health and availability of the group. Everybody available for the opener, and maybe specifically, I know you said it was precautionary, but Rose last week with the tightness, how's she doing?
Yes, everybody's available for selection as of today.
And I guess just with Rose too, do you have to? Is that something you have to manage in that first game at all, or with the? I know you're not looking past Zambia, but in terms of health specifically, is that something where you have to maybe manage minutes or?
My only focus is on winning the first game. Like, it's a mistake, always a mistake when you think or talk in any other way. I can't talk about throughout a tournament. You have to win the first game. You then have to compete to win the second. You then have to win the group. And only then can you be in a position to discuss anything else. For me, it's our sole focus is on getting Rose right for the Zambia game.
Thanks, Emma.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.
Let's go to Emma Ruby. Emma to Emma. Go ahead, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Hey.
Thanks for taking the time. Great name. Mallory Swanson has obviously had quite the journey to this point. It's her second Olympics now. She's missed the last two major tournaments with injuries, but is still one of the team's best players. What do you think her resilience says about her as a player, and what do you hope other team members and national team prospects can take away from her journey to this point? Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know Mal well enough through all of, her recovery. I can only comment on what, I've experienced in the time that I'm with her, and very charismatic character with a great desire, not just to create for the team, but to score for the team. Very tactically aware. I've been working hard with her this week on some fine-tuning in the last part of the game, but someone who really understands and can tell that she's been through a lot in that regard. And for that reason, she's been a joy to coach. She really has. And someone who, again, we go step by step because it's important for us to get Mal into the best positions possible. Everyone around her has to, make sure they're doing their job. So, great character.
Let's go to Sylvia Bullock. Go ahead, Sylvia. All right, let's try this once again. Sorry, everybody, a little Wi-Fi glitch here in the basement in Marseille. Leslie Ryder, did you have a question? And this is the last one, it seems.
Hi Emma. I just wanted to ask, in the middle of this tournament, it's very fast paced, it's a hectic schedule. How do you bring things down a bit and just find the calm?
It starts with me, so I'm really calm character, so I hope that I role model well enough for them. Secondly, stress is never worth it, so my feelings on these things are, I've developed enough of a process to know how to remain present and how to keep teaching the players in and around, the things they're going to need in the moments that matter. That's a lot of the work that goes on in the classroom. And just take it step by step, as I keep saying, and I can't overemphasize it. We're only thinking about Zambia. I think one of the biggest problems has been that too often we keep talking about, what we're going to do in Paris, or what happens when you get to the semis or the finals. Like, I think it's disrespectful to the rest of the world to talk like that. And I think that the game has moved to a point where that isn't the case. It isn't a shoe-in to get somewhere. It has to be earned, and there's no given right when women's football is developed the way it has across the world, that there are top football nations in this tournament, and any given day, any opponent can beat anyone. Like, I do believe that. I don't think shocks in the women's game exist anymore. I think we need to reframe our focus a little bit and have respect for the rest of the world. At the same time, for us to, get to the places we want to, stay firmly focused on, our process and what we've set for ourselves. For me, that's all I think about.
All right, sorry, Sylvia, we got you back. We're going to go to Sylvia and then Seth, and then we're done. Go ahead, Sylvia.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll try to go quickly this time. Thank you, Emma, for joining us this evening. My question was, for, this week, Carla Ward was added to your staff, so I just wanted to get your feelings about, one, having her on your staff, and two, if you're able to share maybe some of what her role will be.
Carla's not on my staff. She is a scout for the team, and that will involve her going to games within our group and providing a scouting report for us. So for us, we have 3 scouts on the ground, and Carla is one of them.
Excellent. Well, that will tie it up. Thanks, Emma, for your time, and we'll be right back with the players. Thank you.
Thank you.